Hi everyone, it's the Assyrian priestess with you. I hope this finds you well. In today's reading, I have pre-shuffled the Thoth deck and come up with the card, the Lovers. And I'm going to ask the Babylonian tarot for a reading, I guess, around love, but also around choices that we need to make for that which is worthy of our love and attention. And the first card out, we have Judgment and the Ace of Arrows. So for those of you in a relationship right now, you are about to make a big new decision about the road ahead, and it's going to be a positive one. It's going to be one based on fairness and just based on the natural next step, because the Judgment with the Ace of Arrows to me really tells of making a decision that you know you've had to make for a while and then getting on with it. And I love the artwork in the Thoth Harris deck. You can see the royal couple, the royal children, all of the totems and other symbols around. You can see Cupid with his arrow, but also this big luminous angelic figure kind of calling the shots. So there is a fated partnership here and a fated coupling that you have recently, maybe you've recently met someone and you have to make a decision about what you want to do, or you're in a relationship that's going to the next level. So let's see what else the cards have to say. The Two of Pentacles has come out. I might put it there. So any number two is a joining, is a balancing, is a coupling. And here we have the keyword change, which sort of links to the Judgment card. So there's some dynamic movement happening in this couple, in this relationship. And it's based on a new idea or a new direction, because here we have the Cherub of Arrows again. So I'm not getting much info. I think that's because I haven't really asked a specific question. And I do find that as a long-time reader. Let me know what you think in the comments. The more specific the question, the better the reading. And the more vague the reading. So we have the Lovers card. What is the advice from the tarot on the collective journey towards true love and partnership? How's that for a question? What is the advice? Okay, the Death card. Be ready to let go of who you thought you were. Be ready to let go of all of your long-held notions of yourself, which comes at a cost and comes at a price. You know, coupling comes at a cost and a price, which I think that's why a lot of us don't do it so easily or so readily. And the next card is the Five of Discs, which to me is that comes at a price card. Followed by the Two of Wands, so another two card, making a choice about the road ahead based on passion, based on love, the Prince of Wands, and finding ourselves in a place where we can truly express ourselves, because look, ta-da, we have the Lovers again. So if you are looking for love, this is a really auspicious reading. It basically means you've got to make a decision to go out there and get what you want, because that thing that you want wants you. However, love and coupling comes at a cost, and that cost is letting go of something you have held dear about yourself. You know, some people call that compromise. Some people just call it decentering the other. So I think up until now, we've had this sort of really rom-com defined version of finding the right partner, quote unquote, which is this fabulous person that fits all of our fantasies of what we think is fabulous. When in fact, coupling is as simple as meeting an other and accepting them for who they are and what they bring. It's as simple and as dull as that. And I think for a lot of us, we get so dramatic about the one that we forget to just meet the other. Here we have the Two of Cups, making an offering and receiving an offer, followed by the Five of Cups. So there's really dramatic opposing cards in this reading, which is very Geminian to me. And astrologically speaking, the sign of Gemini rules the card of the Lovers. So if you are a Gemini or are dealing with a Gemini, then this reading is kind of affirming that for you. But the skill of a Gemini is, and the downfall really, is being able to meet with the other really easily. Geminis love conversation, dialogue, collaboration. We had the Two of Wands and the Two of Pentacles in this reading. That's pretty auspicious for relationships. Now with the Two of Cups. However, we've also had some 5 cards, and that was the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is that letting go of something that you no longer enjoy anyway card. So you will find a lot of single people, once they actually get into a relationship that becomes serious and demands of your time and space, you actually start to grieve your single life. But when you were single, you were actually wishing for a relationship. That is the classic Five of Cups dilemma. It's the be careful what you wish for card, because every wish granted comes at a cost. We did have the Death card here. So I feel like really the advice that we're getting is now is the time to really start connecting with each other. And if it's not in a romantic sense, then invite a friend to meet with you for a coffee, or have a phone call with you, or spend some time with you. Sharing of ourselves and having others share with us is really what the Lovers card is about, on one level anyway. So yeah, any other advice from the tarot? What advice can the tarot give to the collective about our quest for true love and unity and partnerships and collaborations? The Seven of Wands card, yeah, the descent of Ishtar to the underworld, which we sort of saw as a theme in the Death card, which had the Queen of the Underworld, Ereshkigal. This really is a card about deciding what is worthy of being defended, but also being prepared of entering a new stage of your life. So I think, I was contemplating, I'm going to get into story time now. So for those of you here for the reading is complete. But for those of you who like the storytelling, I was imagining the descent of Ishtar to the underworld from a new lens, and particularly the lens of each of the 7 gates representing an era of human development. So we are told in modern contemporary, in the modern contemporary zeitgeist, we have been told that there is a peak, a bloom period, and then a decline period, and that aging in life is as linear and simple as that there is a climax and then the downfall, or being quote unquote over the hill rather. However, I feel like the descent of Ishtar to the underworld challenges that concept and basically says that in the development of the psyche, each gate represents a new chapter of development, a new time where one can actually learn more about themselves. It comes with a price. Descending has an element of loss attached to it, but it also allows for a reinvention. So rather than thinking that the age of 25 is the peak of youth, and after that it's all downhill and you're aging and you're deteriorating. The descent actually says in each 7-year block of human psychic development, you enter a new phase of yourself where you can reimagine and redefine yourself, including your relationships. So if you are in a long-term relationship and you're entering a new phase, it's an exciting time to reinvent the dynamic. Like, I think also when we couple long-term, it feels stagnant. It feels like, this is it forever and ever until death do us part, as opposed to, can we walk through different portals together? 7 of Cups, another 7 card, and we have the 2 of Arrows. So the last of the 2, we've had all the suits appear in this reading. Yeah. I don't know if I've done this reading justice. I feel like doing online readings, I have this urgency to get a point across. When really, and even the Hanged Man here, we see the 2 angelic/demonic beings capture the god Tammuz to throw him into the underworld. There's a real element of, you will meet the other when you are ready to let go of an element of yourself that was long held and long loved. That does not mean losing yourself. It means redefining and reimagining yourself. So are you willing to do that? And are we as a collective willing to do that? Considering that most of the things that we held so dear about our own identities were things we were ready to discard anyway. So just a point of reflection, bit of a deep one today. Let me know how you read this reading. Certainly some fantastic cards, and we sign off with a 10 of discs. So please leave me a like, a comment. It really goes a long way and fills my spirit. Otherwise, I will leave you, as always, with my love and courage until we meet again. Bye for now.